With Shadow Generations being 3 months away, I think we really need to start considering what this will do for Shadow as a character. Obviously, he's getting the movie this year, which will be a way bigger deal than anything else they could possibly release, but I still think we need to consider this as a redefining of Shadow's character in the games. Next year marks 20 years since Shadow the Hedgehog 2005, and that game really cemented in some people the fact that Shadow is just an edgelord who is almost a Sonic villain. And even in the writing for a lot of Sonic games, Shadow is very antagonistic to Sonic, with either having no interaction, just a fight, or straight up just being a villain, even though that wasn't technically Shadow and Sonic forces, but regardless. So Shadow's image has been tainted for a long time, but now with this game, and I'm not going to talk about the movie, but that is a contributing factor, people are really going to start seeing Shadow in the brighter light. So let's get into it. Let's talk about how Shadow Generations can redefine the Shadow character and make him something really special. Before I get into that, though, if you don't know who I am, hi, I'm SanicBoi. I do Sonic news, reviews, and everything else in between, and sometimes more. So if you want to subscribe, please subscribe, because we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers whenever we do that. Also, I live stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. PST and 2 p.m. EST. We always have fun, so please just come check it out. So the original Shadow the Hedgehog game was supposed to expand upon Shadow's origin, and I feel like it did an okay job of that, but it didn't really show people what Shadow was all about. I feel like a game like Sonic 06 or Sonic Heroes did that way better than in his own game. But now, with the basis of a Generation-style game, they can dig deep into Shadow's traumatic history, make him experience it again, and show people how he's changed, how he's evolved, and what kind of character he is now. Because believe it or not, Shadow is a way different character from where he was in 2010 and even 2005. The Shadow the Hedgehog game had its moments, but with its multiple choices, I feel like his character kind of got muddied up until the final story, which kind of unified everything, but it didn't. But now with a new generation of fans coming in, pun entirely unintended, we finally have the chance to show what Shadow is all about. And I feel like they are doing it in the best way possible, showing his past, but at the same time showing where he is as a character and where he's supposed to go. And obviously his character is going to be way better now, not just being some edgy anti-hero, but actually having deep thoughts and emotions, and having to relive his struggle is going to be very interesting to see, especially for a new audience, especially for people who've kind of like fell off the Shadow train in 2005, showing them what he is really about now. This next concern I have, though, is not really something to cheer at. I know Ian Flynn is beloved by many people, but his Shadow interpretation in the IDW comics, while technically forced upon him by the Sega mandates, which we can't really confirm how true that is, it still feels like it's taking effect. Hey, editing SanicBoi here. I just want to make sure you guys know that this was filmed before the Sonic X Shadow Generations animation, so we know that this is going to have good writing now, but I was under the impression that maybe it still wouldn't because of the Sega mandates, but apparently Shadow can actually show emotion now, and same with all the other Sonic characters, so everything should be fine on that front. And regarding the point about Shadow just being an edgelord for the longest time, from like 2005 to like now, Kirk Thornton actually admitted while on that Sonic X Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings panel that he practically knew nothing about the character before he started playing him, but now this is really his first introduction, which admittedly is very stupid. I can't believe he would go in playing the character without knowing anything about him, but now he's actually learning, and I guess better late than never. I just wanted to make sure that you guys wouldn't call out those 2 points because of the game and the animation and the panel that happened recently. So, let's get back to the video. Shadow was written somewhat well in Forces. I'm talking about episode Shadow. But in the IDW comics, specifically the Metal Virus Saga, he sucked. Now, this is not my opinion, but this is like objective across the board. Not a lot of people liked him. People are wondering if that he will have the same restrictions. And by people, I mean me. But I feel like things shouldn't have to be like that, though. With Sonic Frontiers, they really broke a lot of the mandates that they have for Sonic, or just made them a lot more subtle, because the writing in Sonic Frontiers was really good compared to other Sonic games, and Ian kind of like wrote around them, I think. Here, Shadow is a lot looser because there's stuff like Shadow can't have friends, stuff like that. So, yeah. But from what we've seen so far, I feel like Ian's crafting a brilliant narrative, and everything's just gonna come together really nicely. This is not Shadow the Hedgehog 2005. This is Shadow Generations, a real redefining of the character, and people are going to love it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Sorry if I was kind of like yapping like excessively, because I don't really have any notes. I can't really keep this condensed. I never really have any notes though, so I guess that's not really much of an excuse. But still, something, I feel like I was repeating myself a lot. Sorry if I was. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.